Greetings, everybody. Pyraxis here. I'm on my annual Paw Paw Tunnel Trip. Just not going to go into as much detail as the last video last year because it pretty much provides for all the information on Paw Paws and everything like that. Just thought maybe I would share a little bit of today's adventure with you. You can see it is a national park, so come here every year. I think this is year 8. It might be year 7. I can't remember. It's been coming here every year for a while. So just a little intro and let you know where we are, what we'll be doing. I usually come here and pick a few Paw Paw fruits for seed mostly, just because the quality of them here are a little better than in a lot of places that I've found. And I take them back to where I live in Pennsylvania to plant some around there, increase them in my area there. So, but technically we're in Maryland right now, just on the other side of the river here, which is down there. We've got West Virginia. So that's it for the intro now. Okay, was having a little trouble with the camera here, but we're still in the parking lot area and to the first patch that I normally come to just to check to see how the Paw Paws are doing. It looks like a lot of them were picked clean from this location. I did find a couple. There was one nice little cluster, as you can see, but these are like really super duper right. They're real soft and mushy. I don't know if it's because of the cold temperatures or what, but I'm gonna open one of these up. I'm gonna toss that one. I'm gonna give it a try. See, they might be past their prime. Okay, there you see they're nice and gooey inside. Let's give it a taste and see what it looks like. Oh yeah, just like I remembered. They're actually really good, really sweet. I think they probably taste a little better at this, when they're soft and gooey like this. When they're firm, they don't quite have the tropical notes that they generally do, but this one is really good. It's has that definite Paw Paw flavor. Really good, actually. Oh, one of my favorite ones is this first little patch here. As you can see, there's the parking lot over there, and this little patch here. Always pretty consistent. Whoops, sorry. Always pretty consistent with the good flavored ones. Nice color to it. Some of them are almost white, other ones are almost orange. This one's right in the middle between a yellow and an orange. And like I said, really good flavor. So anyways, just wanted to do that real quick. As I head on down to the trail towards the tunnel, I just wanted to make mention here, I don't think I have yet, that the Park Service does allow you to take 1/2 gallon of Paw Paws per person per day. So it is legal to gather them here. Just so you all know, you can come and get them here at the Paw Paw Tunnel Park, and you won't be breaking any laws or anything like that, because some places I know they're very, oh, that's sun. Some places are very, you're not allowed to take anything, There's also a lot of black walnut trees here in the area. There's a big, beautiful sycamore in the front there. Some box elders, several kinds of maples. All kinds of good trees here, a lot of elm. There's this one tree, a pine. I'm not sure if it's I think it's some kind of cedar, but it's a real pretty one. It's like right next to this house, right in this little building here. Probably an old lock building or tavern or something back in the day, but we're gonna take the back way to the main trail, and you've got black walnut right here. The squirrels, I've already had to like chase a few off. They were dropping stuff on my vehicle, but yeah, it's just great to be out here. It's like, oh my God, what time is it? I think it's like 7:30 in the morning. I left early before dark, got my McDonald's and everything like that, and then came out here, decided to get an early start. It is a bit chilly. It is Tuesday, September 10th, I believe. Yeah, and another thing I want to try real quick while I'm here is some of these spice bush berries. I always like to give it a little taste and see what the different spice berries taste like in different locations. Now, I'm not really, as I said before in previous videos, I'm not partial to spice bush, even though it was pretty utilized back in the day. Yeah, these are not, these are bitter. They're not bad, but I have a bush on my property, and this year it was really good, surprisingly. Usually these are the good ones here, but today, I mean, this year it seems like they're reversed. You know, the ones at my house are better tasting, and the ones here are a little bitter. So anyways, like I said, just want to walk down the trail, share with you my little adventure today, even though it's something we've already done, you know, last year at this time. Already up to the main trail here. Big, beautiful cherry tree. Look at that. Oh my God, black cherries are just amazing. They get so big. They were extra plump this year for some reason where I live. I'm also looking forward to down the trail picking some butternuts, because there's a couple butternut trees down the trail a ways that I want to plant more of in my area. I've only found 2 in my area back home in Pennsylvania. So I'll probably gather up a few of those and, you know, take them home, plant them around my area. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down now, see what we see next. Well, folks, I'm here amongst a big area of paw paws. You can see all around me here. And this time last year, there were still a lot of green unripe ones on the tree. Second week of September is when I always come. But we had a really hot summer this year, up into the 80s, high 80s, mid 90s. And it seems like, I mean, I'm finding very few fruits left on the tree. A lot of rotten ones on the ground, so they must have ripened early this year. Still, I can always gather the rotten ones on the ground for seed stock for planting. But like I said, even those ones I picked right at the beginning, there were only those couple there, and they were like super soft and gooey. So yeah, I'm not seeing really any fruit on the trees here in this section. But like I said, a lot of them on the ground. A lot of them all over already rotting. I think, let's see, well, of course I say that and now I can't even see any, but oh, there's like one there turned all black and everything, and there's some right there. But as you can see, they're like all over the ground here. Yeah, so maybe won't get too many good ripe edible ones, but definitely plenty of seed stock here for me to take back home and plant. So, but like I said, only get half a gallon, which really isn't very much when you think about it. At most, I don't know, if you get your average size paw paws a half a gallon, it's probably like, I don't know, a dozen to 20, somewhere between there. So keep that in mind, people, when you go out and pick them at a park like this, you know, where they do allow you to take them. And I would estimate it's 15 to 20 or whatever half a gallon is. So, all right, let's go off to the tunnel. One little thing I wanted to share here is that, because this is, for me, this is really interesting and unusual. We got this right here. See this? You might think it's a tree. Well, believe it or not, this is a grapevine. Okay, this is a wild grape, and you can see how it climbs up the tree and it twirls around and does all this weird goofy stuff. But this has got to be the biggest grapevine that I have ever seen. I mean, this thing is huge. Usually like the ones at my house only gets like so big around, but this thing has got a good, that's got to be, oh, I don't know, nearly a foot in diameter. So I just wanted to take a quick video of that, because at first when I saw it from the trail, I thought that thing was a tree just next to this other big, beautiful, I think, what is this, a maple or something? But yeah, I just wanted to like record that real quick because, man, it's awesome. And you look at these pawpaw leaves down here that get more shade. You see how big those leaves are. Those are like over a foot long. Those are like 14, 15 inches, I think. But it's really interesting how, you know, the more light they get, the smaller the leaves are. But you get these little ones down here in the shade. There's a big, beautiful, looks like a sugar maple. Well, not too big, but Yeah, so like I said, I find everything so fascinating about nature, and that's why I like to come in here and share this stuff with you. And I mean, I realize it's, to some it may be a little dull, but I don't know, I find joy in it. So all right, heading up the trail and finally get to the tunnel proper. There we go. You got looks like they've finished with the construction. They were doing that last year when I was here. I can't wait to get to the other side where the boardwalk is and see, how much of it's been reclaimed, because it looks like there's water back in it, and hopefully they've replaced the wildlife that they took out. Turtles, snakes, the fishes, all that kind of stuff. It looks like it's pretty much returned to the way it was before. I mean, a lot of these trees they had to clear out so that they can get in here and secure the walls and such. But yeah, the water down there has a nice, moss growth and some weeds and cattails, everything. Almost looks like they never even did any construction here last year. Nature reclaims its own pretty quickly, it seems. Oh yeah, and the water's nice and clear. Oh yeah, beautiful. Bet you there's all kinds of critters back down in there. Hopefully, like I said, they returned. Because last year they told me they took a lot of the wildlife out. And, they said they were going to bring them back and put them back in here. Now, I don't see anything yet. No frogs, no turtles, no snakes, no fish or anything in there. But I don't know, maybe they're in there. I just don't see any. They probably didn't put any fish back in here. But, yeah, you can definitely see there's nice clarity to the water. The tunnel goes through. I don't know if you can see the other end of that through the camera, but here you got the stairway. They cut all the, there were trees growing out of the wall there, and there's still some remainders of it, but you can see where they cut all that out. And excuse me, some of the capstones there are broken and shattered from the trees growing through the cracks, but it's still in relatively good shape. Clearly, the ingenuity of man is pretty profound. I mean, it's nothing compared to the Aztec and Inca civilizations, of course, but even our little, we put mortar in between, but yeah, it's pretty incredible when you think about it. Even got a few little stalactites coming down off of the top of the tunnel there from all the water dripping, mimicking like natural cavern activity. I guess you'd call those soda straws. But yeah, like I said, now it's about a 20-minute walk through here. As I said, I don't know, you can probably see that little pinpoint of light at the far end. It's over 3,000 feet, so like 5,280 feet is a mile, so it's a ways. But I don't bring any light source. I just use the railing here as my guide. So all right, I'll turn her back on when we get to the other end. Okay, people, I know it's awful dark still. I'm just leaving the tunnel entrance now, but I just wanted to let you all know that for anyone who's interested in coming and visiting this place, when you go through the tunnel, keep in mind that there are a lot of these little dips and everything. There are a lot of little pothole kind of things. I mean, the trail's level, but it's got a lot of little potholes and dips. And about 2/3 of the way through from the other side in the parking lot, you get a lot of water dripping down, so you get a couple of pools. I did step in one. I did manage to avoid most of them because I have pretty good night vision. But just keep in mind that, if you don't have a light source, you can still get through the tunnel by using the guardrail here. But for those of you who tend towards claustrophobia and all that, you definitely want to go and bring some kind of light source, because you can see it's just a narrow path going through here. But it's definitely an experience. It took me about 15 to 20 minutes to get through. I enjoy it. I find it peaceful. It's like, oh, so nice, relaxing and everything like that. Yeah, the water's clear at this end too. This is really nice. Oh, I don't see, like I said, any fish. I don't see any. I'm sure the frogs will return. Maybe even a few turtles. but depending on the rainy season. But here's what they all fixed. They put all this netting up here, all this chain link kind of stuff, because they were having too many problems with the rock falling. So they secured that. All this is what they did last year. They didn't do it over the tunnel itself, which is, you know, I would have expected they would have, because that's pretty crumbly up there. And they secured it with bolts on that side, but they didn't put netting up over there. So, you know, who knows what'll happen in the future. I think it's mostly just this sheer wall that they were concerned about, and that's the work that they did. The boardwalk is nice. They did a really good job on that. You can tell it's all nice, good, strong new wood. A lot of beautiful jewel weed over on the other shore over there. Jewel weed is good for if you get poison ivy. You just take some of that and rub it on like it's aloe vera or something. Yeah, so like I said, it's still really early. It's I think it's probably only about 8 o'clock. But I love getting out here first thing in the morning. It's like when you feel most refreshed, even though I did not want to get out of bed. I like the way they put those blocks in there to hold those sheets of, I guess, shale. I don't know what this would be, limestone shale, something. But yeah, they net it all up in there too, way up high. So, and look at, this is interesting too, how the one rock jets out and then they put the boards like right up there through there. Yeah, and they did a really good job. Look how tight they got that. Oh my goodness. And here you got a little sycamore trying to grow out of a crack. It's stuff like that that causes the rock to, like that little sycamore there, as it gets bigger, its roots will expand, allowing water to seep down in there, and then in the winter the water will freeze and expand it even more, knocking the rock down. So yeah, it's a constant thing to deal with, of course. Oh, and this is so smooth. Look how smooth that is. Looks like there's some iron in there. I think that's what that rusty stuff is. Not too much into geology. I don't really, I mean, I know some of your basic rocks and stuff. Now, see, what is wrong with people? Oh, people drive me crazy. This is what makes me think it's some kind of shale, because it kind of separates into those thin layers like that. But like I said, don't take my word for it. I don't know that much about geology or rocks and stuff like that. Really nice. We got some, looks like we got some weeds growing in there. Everything's coming back. Yeah, not too bad for you know, a whole year, because like I said, last year this time this was all dry. There was no water at all in here. It was dry as a bone. All the plant life was gone, and now it's coming back. And there's some kind of little critter down there. I don't know if that's a pollywog or if it's a, I think it is pollywog. I see some salamanders down there. Oh yeah, there's some life back in there. Still didn't see any fish, but because there used to be some warmouth bass, some green sunfish, I think bluegill maybe. But yeah, no turtles or snakes yet. But it is still kind of cold in the morning, so I don't think we'd see any snakes this early, because it's probably around 58, you know, somewhere around 55, 58 degrees. All right, let's see if there's anything interesting down the trail. All right, at the end of the boardwalk, as you can see, this is what amazes me, is nature. Look at that. I mean, that almost looks man-made. It's so even, and so, I mean, it almost looks like someone poured concrete. Straight line down there. I mean, I wouldn't want to slide down that thing, but yeah, like I said, a lot of weed growth, a lot of good stuff. I think there's some arrowroot down there, and there's some cattails growing. I just saw those salamanders. Still no turtles or anything like that. Yeah, there's some arrowroot down there. So it's all coming back nicely after last year. Yeah, it was definitely looked pretty bleak, but now it's all cleared out, and yeah, it's just very good job they did. Kudos to you all, Department of National Parks or whatever. Yeah, they even put up a whole big thing with girders and everything for here. Yeah, so yeah, they did a really fine job, I think. I'd say that was taxpayers' dollars well spent. You know, I mean, I'm happy to contribute. Nice little pine tree. I don't remember this pine tree being here. or these pine trees, and there's a couple of them. Like I said, I've been coming here. I think this is year 8. I could be wrong, could be year 7. But yeah, it's just so great to be out. Like I said, haven't seen any deer or anything yet. No critters, just other than squirrels. But yeah, they're busy gathering all the black walnuts back there in the parking lot. There were tons of them. And yeah, like I said, there was one. He was right above my Jeep, and he grabbed himself a walnut. I watched him, and then he went right above my Jeep, and he starts peeling it and shucking it, and all the pieces are falling on my Jeep, and I had to kind of chuckle at that. And so I'm like, hey, you, move it. And he did. He was kind enough to comply. So, all right. Well, hope you're enjoying the beautiful scenery. This is Maryland, as I said, and Maryland is a beautiful state. I think that the colors in fall in Maryland are a little better than Pennsylvania, where I live. They come and go so quickly. You only got a couple of weeks, window to view them. But yeah, every time I seem to, come here in October, when the leaves typically change, Maryland seems so much prettier than, back home in Pennsylvania. Though there have been a few years where the hillside right where I live is just brilliant and amazing. So, all right. Oh, nice little red clover we got there. Pretty. Yep. So, getting to where the tunnel, the Paw Paw Hill Trail goes up that way. As I said before, it's a pretty steep and scary, that's a scary trail. Yeah, it's like, all right, well, let's see, turn her off, see what else is up here. Okay, people, so here, that's the Tunnel Hill Trail. Goes up to the left there. Now I came, of course, down there along the old canal path. Goes through the tunnel itself. It says here, it's 2 miles of steep and strenuous trail. Follow signs carefully, stay on trail. And I can tell you, I've hiked that 2 miles. And if you want a challenge, then that's the way to go. Because it's got a whole bunch of slippery, crumbly rocks on it in a section of it there. And I mean, from here to the top of the ridge up there, it's pretty much like that right there, what you see. But after you get to the summit of that, to the top of that, then it goes to this little narrow, crumbly trail that, it's more suited to mountain goats than it is to people. So, but it's a beautiful view of the Paw Paw Bends from up there. Oh my God, it's like one of the prettiest views I've ever seen. The river meandering through there, and I really enjoyed that. I mean, I don't think I'd want to take it again. I've already done it, so I don't really feel any need to do it again. But if you don't mind the challenge of that really steep trail, huffing and puffing it up there, then it's definitely worth the view up there at least once. So that's my advice anyways. All right, we're gonna head up the trail further. And we've reached the first lock after the Tunnel Hill, the tunnel trail. And yeah, there are definitely still some fish down here. A lot of minnows, a few sunfish of some kind. A lot of arrowroot down there. I know there's turtles in here, I just don't see any now. Nice little place for them to hide right there. I don't want to get too close to the edge. Last thing I need to do is tumble down there face first. That would not be too fun. I'd probably break bones or something. Ooh, it's kind of scary. Yeah, but some pretty little something growing here. I don't know what this is, but nice little blue flowers. I like that. And yeah, whoa, get my foot right on the edge. Looks like I don't know, is that an alder tree, I think, growing out of the muck. I don't think an elm tree would survive in that wet of a environment, but alders and willows, they like the wet. Yeah, a lot of nice woods and everything. A lot of arrowroot down in there. Like I said, back in the day, that was the roots, the rhizomes or tubers or whatever you call them. Those were a staple of the Native Americans and even the early settlers. Little Paw Paw patch right there, of course. And yeah, definitely. I mean, I've gone down to that little Paw Paw patch a couple of times, and there's usually fruit on it, but I'm not going down there this time. It's interesting though how these structures, I don't know what this was. Must have been something to raise and lower the lock gate. I mean, makes me wonder if there's like some sort of entryway down there, or what this exactly was used for. Still, I guess I could research it if I found it that interesting, but not, so I'm gonna see what else is down the trail. All right, we've gotten to the last lock for a while until we get to the river, and well, no, there's one more lock down there when we get to the river, but something interesting I noted here, that we've got something, looks like, yeah, I would think these are some kind of reptile eggs, like snake eggs or something, that hatched, because I don't come across stuff like this very often, but yeah, you can see it's got that leathery shell, not like a bird's egg. So yeah, I'm thinking that we had some snakes here, and some snake laid its eggs, and those eggs hatched. So I thought that was interesting. Like I said, don't run across stuff like that very often. Thought it was interesting, and I just thought I'd catch a quick note about that. Yep, so we're going to be getting to the big patches of pawpaws here. Oh, nice little daisies popping up right there. So, like I said, we're going to get to those big patches now. I'm expecting that they're probably going to be mostly gone, like at the beginning there. So, I don't know, maybe we won't get too many to eat, but we'll get definitely plenty of seeds, because there's plenty of rotten ones there. Here we got a nice little doe sitting on the hillside staring at me. I don't know if you can see it through the camera too well, but she's just sitting there staring at me like nothing. Hey girl, what you doing? Hey pretty girl, don't you have any babies this year? Check you out, girl. Oh, you gonna run? Don't run. Oh, there she goes, whitetail flaring. Yeah, I've had them. They're not too afraid of people around here. Oh, there's her babies up there on the hill farther. You can't probably see them. They're right on the ridge line up there. But usually this is where I see the deer every year. So, all right, y'all be safe and careful. Yeah, I only see one baby up there. She might only have a single one. Yeah, I can see him running up there with his tail up. Just one. Usually the one at my house, I have one that has babies over here in the backwoods, and she's had twins for the last 4 or 5 years. Of course, they're always in trying to get in my garden, but yeah, I just thought y'all might like to see her, so all right. Okay, well, we're getting into some of the pawpaw patches now. Just don't see any fruits on these trees. Mostly small trees here, but here's a tree that, oh, I can see some up there at the top, but let's see if we can find any lower down here. Like I said, most of them are already gone. Oh, there's a couple of nice patches. Here's a nice little cluster. Let's see, they're still hard. They're not ripe yet. Here's another nice little cluster of them right here. That's a pretty nice size one too. See if I can, ooh, I don't want to fall down this hill. Oops, sorry, leaf. Yeah, let's see if these, oh, that one's a little soft, but it's still not ripe. It's a nice size one though. Yeah, there's another single one there. Let's give her a shake and see if any of them ones that are higher up are ready. Just a light shake. Whoops. There we go. We got 1, 2. Oh yeah, that one's almost perfect. Same with it. Oh, this one's really perfect. This one's like just about at the ideal state. I think I'll just put these in the pack. I've already eaten a couple, but you see how they get these black spots on them? That's, I think, some kind of fungus, but it doesn't affect the pulp in the middle. It doesn't hurt the fruit any. It just makes it look a little ugly. But as I said, I come here every year to gather seeds just because I noticed that the flavor, the quality of the fruits here is a lot better than the ones in my area. The ones in my area, there's a bigger variety of taste differences, but overall, the fruits here, to me at least, have a better flavor. The ones back home range from very mild, like almost like a banana pudding, to really, like I said, almost dark orange, to where they kind of have a real musky, almost like a cantaloupe type of flavor. But the ones here have that real discernible, real notable Paw Paw banana mango yumminess to them that I like the most. So there's another patch up here. I'm gonna see what we got. They might have a few on there, like there's a tree there, but I don't see any fruit on it. There's another little tree right there. Oh, there's some fruit on there. Let's see what that's just a little one though. Still. Oh yeah, that's perfect. We'll just pluck that off of there. We'll put that in the bag too. Like I said, they allow you half a gallon of fruit. So you got to figure that's 3, and you got to figure what a half a gallon, like a half of a milk jug. So I would have to say, like I said, that's 3, and if you get them at this good size there, then you're probably looking at a dozen. Or if you look at the smaller ones there, you're probably looking at about 20. So that's just a general guide, people. Yeah, nothing on these. Yeah, nothing I can see anyways. They are notorious. They do hide very well. I see a couple on the ground. But that one's obviously, I can tell just by the color, it's really deep yellow. It's probably real soft and mushy. Good for seeds. But now these I'm going to eat because they're almost perfect ripeness. But I'm going to take them home and eat them, and then stratify the seeds in the fridge over the winter. Or maybe just plant them in the ground directly and put some mulch over them and let them germinate in the spring. Only saw 2 other hikers on the trail so far. They had their dogs, they were walking them, and otherwise I pretty much got the whole place to myself. And I'm really enjoying everything that I'm seeing. Like I said, really getting into a lot of the pawpaws, and there's every kind of tree you can imagine here. Every kind of tree that's native. I haven't gotten to the butternuts or the bladdernuts yet, but a lot of maples, a lot of sycamore, a few yellow poplars, tulip trees, black cherry, silver maple, black maple, red maple, I said silver, sugar maple, box elder, oh my goodness, black locust pines. Yeah, I mean, you just name it. There are so many different kind of species here. And here is finally the last lock, and right by the river here. Yeah, the river up here isn't very deep. This far into this far inland. I guess the Potomac gets pretty deep down there when it hits DC or so. But yeah, this is the last lock for a while. I've never walked far enough on this trail to get to the lock after this one. Whoops! Just tumbling over that damn rebar. Don't want to take a drink, take a dip into the drink there. And this is the one where I say I usually see some snakes, but clearly there were snakes at that other one, because I showed you all those snake egg casings that had hatched. I don't see anything like that here. All right, there's the old water pump. Okay, looks good. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe make one more little clip in here, because I have yet to pick up the butternuts and stuff, so we'll see. Or this might be the end of it. All right, people, here we are at mile 154 marker. This is usually about as far as I need to go to gather my pawpaws. I've gone down the trail farther, but I went ahead and picked all my pawpaws that I'm going to pick for today. There weren't any butternuts, none I could see on the tree, and there were none on the ground, so either they didn't produce really any this year, or the squirrels already got to them all. No bladdernuts really either. The bush is strangely absent of them this year. Oh, excuse me. But here's the haul. I only picked 20 fruits because, you know, I have to be honest, that's probably a bit over the half-gallon limit. But about 3/4 of a gallon actually. So that's 20. But as I said, these are pretty good sized fruit. You know, so that's about the average size. So judging by that, I would say that if you're going to come out here and pick them, then you probably got to get about a dozen of them. We'll make probably a half a gallon. I'm going to go ahead and put them away in the pack, head back home. Stopping, of course, in Cumberland at the Krabby Pig restaurant, where I always stop. That's part of the tradition, and have my seafood dinner. And maybe I'll take a little bit of video around the historic district of Cumberland down there, or maybe I'll just head home. So if I don't film anymore, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed the little excursion today, and God bless all. Have a great day. Well, I counted, believe it or not, 1,196 steps to get through the tunnel. Just thought I'd add that in there. Thanks.